what's up everybody? Sean and Keenan. We're doing a little preseason prep. We're on a bunch of different farms today. This is probably like one of the only times that we're going to have the opportunity to be together and actually do this before the season comes in. I'm working a lot, Sean's working a lot, so we was both off today and we're going to take advantage of it. We've got, what we get, 800 pounds of corn between the two of us?
Yeah.
And we've got all of our tree stands and we've got batteries and we're running cameras or pulling cards and changing batteries and stuff and cameras and stuff today. So we're right now over here at one of Sean's spots. If you remember from last year, Sean was hunting a really big buck at the end of the season last year, and we kind of got him patterned a little bit better. You know, Sean's kind of relatively new to this property, so he hunted it hard last year and learned a lot.
This is only my second year on this property. So.
Second year, and we think what we've found out is there's a logging road on the backside back over here. I'll take you over there here in a little while after we get this stand down, but there's a logging road and we think that they're traveling it to move through. So this is like a travel corridor. There's not a lot of food like on this farm, so they bed here and they move through here. So we actually bumped a couple of does when we pulled up here a second ago, but we're going to pull this stand down. We're going to move it over there. We're going to check on his camera and we're going to put a bunch of corn out over here and go from there. But we're out here. We're ready for the 2021 season, so we're starting to get fired up. We got a couple of weeks yet, but you know, we're going to get everything done while we can. So y'all just hang out, stay with us, and we'll get back at you. All right, what's up everybody? So we came across on the other side of this field. So the original plan was we was going to pull that tree stand that we just pulled. We did pull it. We was going to come over here and pop it back up on this side to overlook this logging road down here in the woods. Well, me and Sean's got to talking and we got to looking. I'll let y'all think here. So, corn pile's over here on the ground, and there's not really like a tree that just stands out that's like, oh my God, that's the tree. So, I mean, we can make something work here, but to be inside of that 25, 30 yards of this corn pile, there's not really something like, I don't know if y'all can tell or not, but like that tree in front of me is like 10 yards. That little tree behind it is probably like 15, maybe. And I really don't know about y'all, but I personally don't want to be that close to a big old mature buck while I'm trying to get Drew back. There's a bunch of things that can happen, a bunch of mistakes that can be made when a deer is in that tight. So I think what we are gonna do, or Sean's gonna do, is I think we're gonna put a ground blind in up on this fence row up here and brush it in really tight. It'll take him a couple of days to get used to it, I think, but I don't think it's enough to change a pattern. I mean, what do you think?
I don't think so, especially if you brush it in real good.
You know, use natural foliage and stuff. It'll stand out a little bit, but I think that if they have a few weeks to be around it and keep eating and stuff, I don't think it'll move their patterns around that bad. So I think that's what he's going to do. I think he's going to put a ground blind in up here rather than get up in one of these trees, because I mean, Sean's messing around with a pretty good sized buck over here, and you know, he's probably 4 or 5. He's probably a 4 or 5 year old.
He's at least 4.
He's at least 4, possibly 5. And I hate to push too tight in on him. You know, you bow hunters know what I'm talking about. Like, you get in too tight on a deer and that sixth sense just kicks in, and I've got busted, you know, having the right wind and right everything and be totally covered up, and I've gotten busted in the past. They just, I don't know, there's something about them, they just know something's not right. And usually when you're inside of that, you know, that 7 to 10 to 12 yard range is usually when stuff, you know, gets real weird for some reason. So I think Sean's best plan is to put a ground blind in about right here, and he's going to be able to see the corn pile, which we're going to re-up and everything, and he can see all the way down this fence line. That buck is coming in from the corner up here, and he's working down this fence line.
He's actually working out around that limb that's hanging down over there, coming out and into the pile.
So if Sean sets up right over here and tucks in 25, 30, sitting on the ground, he ought to be able to see this deer coming and get ready. And then also from that spot, Sean will be able to see, crap, my hand's in the way. Sean will be able to see back across this field over here. Anything coming in over these knobs, coming up over these ridges, he should be able to see them coming. I think that's a smart decision. Throw a ground blind up and let it sit. Just let it be. You know, don't be in here monkeying with it, pulling it in and out, moving it around. Set it in, dig it in, brush it in, leave it the hell alone, hunt out of it.
And there's 2 or 3 good oak trees right here. So come October when the acorns are falling.
There are, yeah. There's some good sized oak trees, big mature oak trees that are right here, and a bunch of overhanging limbs too. And then that logging road I was talking about is down in there. I don't know if y'all can actually tell.
Right there where that dead log is, it's just on the upper side of that log there.
So
it runs the length of this hilltop, and up here on the corner it wraps and goes way back in there. So
I think that's a good setup. I think that's what you should do.
I think that's the plan. There's corn put out, and
we'll get all this stuff put out and everything. I just wanted to let you.
Climb
6 broke down. We'll get everything stacked up and put up out of the way and get this corn redone and check this camera out, make sure it's still good to go, and we'll move on to the next spot.
I actually just changed the batteries on that yesterday.
So it's good then. So
yeah, it's good now.
We won't even touch it. We'll just throw this corn out, break them sticks down, and get out of here. All right.
I was getting pictures an hour and a half after I changed the batteries yesterday, so
good. So here we go.
Good.
I'll let y'all go. I'll get back at you. We got a couple more properties to hit, and I'll keep y'all updated and involved in all of that. So just stay with us. Hang out. I'll get back at you. On one of my properties now. I'm on that farm that I had Dagger on a couple of years ago, and hunted it hard last year. Seen a lot of deer and stuff over here, but I'm down here in the woods on the lower part of this farm, and as you can see here behind me, right there, I just put out a bunch of corn. I got a camera set up in the tree there. I don't know if you can see it. Me and Sean are about to throw Millennium and some sticks up into this tree here, and hopefully catch them coming up this hill. I've been getting a ton of pictures on this. There's a couple of probably 2.5, 3-year-old bucks that are bachelored up right now, and they're coming in here damn near every day, real consistent and everything. Not really something that I would want to shoot, but I know that, you know, historically from last year and the year before, that late season, you know, once you get into like November and around that time, I start seeing a lot of the deer. My daylight movement comes from this neck of the woods right here. Normally they travel this. There's a logging road on up here a little bit. I had a camera on a big scrape last year right up the hill, and got a ton of daylight pictures during November. It was crazy, and I never really hunted down here. It's a mother to get in and out of here. We're pretty deep back on this farm, but that's where the bucks are at, so I'm gonna hunt it this year, and we're gonna see what happens. My last hunt of the season last year was just up from here a little bit, and I had a bunch of does walk in on me, and I already tagged out on all my does. I couldn't kill anymore, but super cool to watch. There's a bunch of deer in this area, so me and Sean, we're gonna get this stand up in the tree here and get out of here. Let it calm back down. Got my batteries, already changed my batteries and everything in my camera, so ooh, it's super hot today. Super hot. I bet it's 85 degrees, maybe 90. If you can't tell, I'm sweating like a pig. It's real bad. But we're going to try to get this done and get out of here and let it all calm back down. I still have to go over to my other farm, and we might do a little work on my shooting house, and I got to move a set for the early season, for bow season. So we're going to go over there. We'll put more corn out over there, but I'll holler at y'all here in a few, and y'all just stick around. I'll get back at you. We'll see you. Hey everybody, so just got up in the tree. This is from the tree stand. There's the corn pile that we just put out down there. We're up in the tree, so I kind of want to knock one of these tree limbs out over here. I might do it, I might not, I don't know. It's kind of covering me up, but it's also, you know, concealing me at the same time. So I don't really know if I want to chop it out or not. I've got some pretty good shots from here. Here's the corn pile, and I can shoot anything in this gap. I can shoot anything in this gap. And I can actually shoot, I don't know how much you can see over there, but I can shoot 50 that way. I can shoot I can shoot as far as my bow will let me. I might be able to thread the needle on a couple of places over here, but I think this is going to be the setup. There's a big main travel corridor that runs up and down through here. There's big trails and stuff that run all up and down in here, and it's a pinch point. So what you can't see is that light that you can see through the woods over there, all that. Well, that's like a 250-foot drop off over there. It goes out like, it's like we're on a point that runs out and just drops off. So they have to come through here. This is how they get from A to B. So it's a pretty good little pinch point in here. We're gonna hunt it. We'll see what happens, but we got the stand in the tree. So excited about that. Gonna climb down, get out of here, and go over that other farm and figure out what we're gonna do over there. So y'all just hang out. I'll get back at you. Everybody, so me and Sean were over here on my last farm for the day. It is hot as crap out here today.
Miserable.
We have worked our tails off today. We are finally like wrapping this up for the day. But we came over here. I had the intent of moving that tree stand that you can see in the tree there to the field over there. Well, not really a good tree on the field edge over there without us having to do a bunch of, you know, cutting and trimming and everything. So I think what we're going to do is I'm going to leave this set in that tree. That's the same tree stand that Fred walked under last year when I shot and I missed at him. I was sitting in the shooting house. The shooting house is up there, and he walked about where my truck is sitting at right now. Well, I think I'm going to pull that camera off the front of that shooting house, and I'm going to move it down here on this side of the cut. We'll put that corn out down here on this side of the cut rather than in front of that shooting house where I've been getting those pictures from. If I can get that and make that camera work and send me pictures from down here, that tree stand is going to go up into that set that's already in the tree, and we'll call it quits for the day. That's a whole lot easier, a lot less work than what I was intending to do, the original plan. But I have a good feeling about it. You know, I think that it'll work. This point that sticks out where this tree stands at right here, they aim for it almost. I don't know. They come from the south side. When they come off of that south side ridge over there, they pretty much beeline, and then they'll walk up. They'll cut straight across. They'll come over by this blue barrel behind me, and they'll walk right up this tree line, and they'll walk straight down through there and go straight into the woods. If my tree stands right there and they're walking down this tree line, in theory I should have a shot, or, you know, be able to attempt a shot. So that's the plan. I'll get back at y'all when I get it up in the tree and trying to get all this stuff figured out. Right now we're just kind of, you know, playing it by ear and trying to figure this out. So finished for the day. Here's what we've gotten done today. So first off, we started on one of Sean's furthest property, the furthest property away that we could go. We got out there, we took that tree stand of his down, and was going to move to the other side, decided that we was going to, you know, he was going to use a ground blind instead of the tree stand just for the situation on that far side of that field. I thought it was a good idea. He thinks it's a good idea, so he's going to run a ground blind. Put corn out there, camera, the whole nine. Switched over, went to his other property. We got there. We took one of his tree stands down. He had a double set up. We took one down. Put 200 pounds of corn out there. Redid the camera and everything there. It's sending pictures. We're good to go there. So that's two of Sean's properties. Went to my first property over there. Moved some corn up the hill about 50 feet. I don't know, it wasn't very far. Basically moved it just so I could get a good spot to put a tree stand and, you know, the whole nine. So we moved the corn and the trophy rock and got it all set up. We got, you know, tree stand hung. We got the sticks in the tree, got the stand hung. Redid everything on the camera, and it was good. It's sending me pictures right now. And then we just came to our final property, and we just got the corn put out and got the camera set up. The camera's already sending me pictures, so it's talking to my phone, which is always a good thing. So we're super excited. As of right now, we are set for opening morning of bow season. September the 4th in Kentucky is opening morning, and we are so excited. So excited. Me and Sean was talking. It's like, man, I don't know if I even get this hyped for rifle season coming in. That first week, second week in November before rifle comes in is usually our best hunting anyway. So we love it. We're super excited.
I'm actually getting ready to start working on trying to get another spot that's maybe a quarter of a mile from my house.
Yeah.
It sets up nice. It's just a hayfield that runs back, and it cuts into a patch of woods it makes like a horseshoe shape that's right in between two big soybean fields. So hoping to get that.
Has some potential.
I'll get that set up here soon, and
definitely has some potential. That's awesome. Yeah, so here's the final setup. I got the spot point on the tree over here, over the blue barrel. Don't mind the blue barrel. It's from, you know, years past, whatever. We got our corn put out, 200 pounds of corn. And then up here, if you look, right there is my tree stand. It's 22 yards to right here. So I have a hole there that you can see. And if you walk on around here, that's where the truck's at. So up here's a shooting house on top of the ridge. But I lose them underneath all this stuff right here. And right here I pick them back up. So I pick them back up, and it's all the way over to that tree limb. And I can actually see all the way down to the edge of this field here. I can see all the way into the edge of the field, which is a good thing, because that's where they usually come out at. That's where Fred came out. That's where a lot of my bucks have always came out. That's where a bunch of does always come out. There's a huge trailhead down here, and they travel it a lot. So
they love that corner.
They love that corner. So I feel confident in my setups. I know Sean feels pretty confident in his setups. So, you know, don't mess up a good thing. I think we're going to go ahead and pull it for the day and go to the house. I think my wife and his wife have been cooking all day, and we're going to go grill some steaks and maybe partake in a couple adult beverages and watch some TV and just chill for the rest of the day. So y'all have fun. I'll get back at you, and make sure that you're tuning in for this year's season. It's going to be crazy. I know all the guys are getting out and doing stuff, so it's going to be fun.